Hello, Dave Dog here. We're back with the road to glory. Probably not with Bradford Park Avenue. Had a break of 2 weeks between videos. Really not been motivated, but I thought I'd better update you with what happened in the rest of the season after the last video, which we lost a crucial game away to York. Was probably on the cards after that one. We went down 1-0 at the York Community Stadium. Although we battled bravely, we were eventually relegated. We then played Notts County at home and went down again 1-0 as usual. Can't score. Notts County, Adi Prattley scored after 25 minutes. Defensively, we weren't bad. Tom McCauley at 7.2 was keeping these scores down. Sam Beckwith 6.8 and Jamie Bell 6.7. And Jordan Fiora 6.9 had good games in this one. But up front, that was a problem. Look, Mutombo 6.3 and Goy 6.2. Another narrow defeat to go with the number of draws that we've had. We were then away to Newport, who are in the playoff final, and we got battered there 4-2. We were 2-0 down through goals from Vince Holt after 4 and Collins after 12. That became 3 on 36 when Vince Holt scored his second. We pulled one back through Zach Greenwell in the second half to make it 3-1. Then they made it 4-1 with Jones on 72. Chris Preble on as a sub scored on 84 minutes to narrow the deficit. As you can see here, the marks go up when you score goals, but Mutombo with 8.2, but defensively not good. Barrett 6.2, Macaulay 6.2, Beckwith 6, Sam 6.2, Bell 6.4, Kelsey 6.2. So on this one, we attacked but didn't defend. But a good team, Newport. They're possibly likely to find themselves in the Football League. The next game, we got a really good draw at home to Dagenham Redbridge, 2-2. Callum Bates opened the scoring in 4 minutes. Towards the end of the game, we got a penalty from Sam Fielding after 71. We then took the lead through first goal of the season for right back Ryan Barrett on 85 minutes, but we couldn't hold out. Referee gave a penalty. As we've said before, some of these penalties are laughable, especially on the animation. There's hardly a touch, or sometimes, as we've seen, you get a proper tackling and it's a penalty. Game just decides it's a penalty, and unfortunately the animation doesn't match up with it. Anyway, Glenn Sarney, their striker, took that away in the 5th minute of injury time to deny us the 3 points, and that could have made a big difference if we'd have got that 3 points. Disappointing crowd, only 570, as we've said before. Southern-based teams coming to the Horsefall and you get a lower crowd. Northern-based teams, you get higher crowd. Again, attention to detail, something that needs looking at. Fielding and Barrett, 7.2 and 7.1 because they scored. And Chris Preble at 7.3, coming on again and playing well. He seemed to play better off the bench, did Preble. I think that one was where it probably got away from us. But then we went to Aldershot and we beat them 3-0 quite comfortably. Mutombo on 8 minutes, Bell on 27 minutes, and Sams with a penalty just into the second half. Tashanokli both missed a penalty early on in the game, and then Sams took over and blasted one in to make it 3-0. Still had plenty of work to do defensively. Macaulay playing well at 7.9, so Aldershot weren't out of it. They did have plenty of attacks and they had some good chances, but Macaulay up to that. Sam's with 8 and Goy 7.7, so lots and lots of good performances. Tashanokli both goes down at 6.5 for missing the penalty probably, and that really brought us back in with a chance, but we were brought back down to earth. The next game at home to Barrow, we went down 2-0 and a really poor performance. Goals on 16 and 64 minutes for Barrow. Crowd of 995 because Barrow are a northern team. 7.1 for Sam Fielding and Fred and Goy. A really poor game after that 3-0 win at Aldershot, and that more or less consigned us. And in fact, I think we were down then. For the last game of the season, which was Bradford away, we went back to the 4-3-3 here, and we finished off with a win to bring us closer to the other teams. Fred and Goy playing like he can. He didn't play like this all season. If we could have done, then we'd probably been comfortable. We were 3-0 up. Goals from Ngoy 44, 77 and 82, and then it got nervy. Our players are not fit. We don't have the players to rotate, and we got a little bit tired towards the end, and 2 goals back from Dartford. Evans on 89 Armstrong with 91st minute penalty. But we hung on and got another win. So 2 wins in our last 3 games wasn't enough. Damage had been done earlier in the season. Bottom of the league. 4 points was the difference between us and York, who survived, and just a point behind all the other relegated teams. But 7 wins out of 46, 17 draws. If we could have got like 2 or 3 of those draws, wins, then we could have escaped. But we got what we deserved, and we are in the National League North. We'll see in the season review a bit more news on what happened in more detail. So after a dismal season that saw us relegated back to the National League North, this is the end of season review 2029-2030. Let's have a look at the new arrivals. And quite a few of them. Dominic Kelsey, on loan from Sheffield Wednesday, our parent club. 22-year-old attacking midfielder. 3 goals, 2 assists from his 15 appearances and an average rating of 6.87. Probably the better of the signings, but close behind Jordan Fura, another upgrade in the midfield. 23-year-old midfielder from Sheffield United this time. We signed him permanently, but as soon as we got relegated, he is looking for a transfer, and we said he can go if we receive a reasonable bid for him, which he's happy with. 26 appearances, 2 subs, 2 goals, 2 assists. As a defensive midfielder, that's not too bad, and 6.86, just behind Kelsey with the average rating. And the third one on loan, Frederick Mutombo, in and out, was this 19-year-old attacking left winger midfielder. We paid a $2,800 fee for him for the loan from Bolton. 18 appearances, 5 subs, 2 goals and 5 assists, and 6.83. Not bad overall, but as you get with a youngster, an 18, 19-year-old, you're going to get inconsistency. Some games he was brilliant, some games subbed off, not so good. And another young player, 21-year-old striker Chris Preble. Had high hopes for this guy, but didn't play too bad. Again, in some games good, other games subbed off. From Hartlepool on loan, 5 games, 9 subs. Never really had a good run in the team. 3 goals, 2 assists, and 6.83 as well. So overall, not too bad, but playing in a struggling team, found it difficult. Top scorer Ricky Donaghy came in permanently from Stevenage. We'd had him on loan. 23-year-old striker, 33 appearances, 14 subs. Top scorer with 11 goals, 3 assists, 6.81. So we can't argue with that for a first season. But he had some injury problems and didn't last a pace as such. We had to use him sparingly towards the end of the season, as we did with a lot of players. From Southport, we signed Zach Greenwell earlier in the season, 24-year-old midfielder. Again, in and out. When he's good, but disappeared in a lot of games. And this is probably what you get with young midfielders. 32 appearances, 11 subs, 2 goals, 5 assists, 6.72. If he'd have had a good striker up front, then he probably would have come into his own. Oscar Tong, big disappointment this one, although he gets a rating of 6.7. Didn't play much, was throwing his toys out of the pram when he didn't get games. 1 game, 3 sub appearances, 6.7. Certainly expected better from him. He'll probably be on his way. Jamie Bell, on loan from Doncaster, up and down with the form. 42 appearances, 2 subs, 3 goals from set pieces, 6.68. Expected better from him. Ryan Barrett, right back from TNS Welsh side, 28 years old. Again, expected better from him. Played some games at centre-back as well. 26 appearances, 1 sub, 1 goal, 2 assists, 6.62. So those were our signings. See who we got rid of during the season. Connor Ferguson. A lot of these players wouldn't sign new contracts. Connor Ferguson went to Stamford, so outside the scope of the National League. 1 appearance, 5 subs, 1 goal, 7.85. That's quite a good average rating for that level. Like Aina went abroad somewhere, I can't remember where that was now. I'd like to have kept him, but he wanted to go. 10 appearances, 3 assists, 7.16, so not playing regular. Toho went to Portuguese side, again, wouldn't mind keeping him. 15 appearances, 2 goals, 6.69. Then some other players, I don't even remember this one, Poku Antwi to clear the row. Harry Lovick was with us quite a while and captained the side, went to Whitby and didn't do that good there. 17 appearances, 3 subs, 1 goal, 1 assist. Callum Jones, a right back, went to Chorley, played quite regular for Chorley, 27 appearances, 11 subs, but not pulling up any trees with 6.42 average rating. So those were the ins and outs on the transfers. We didn't get the man that we wanted. We wanted a striker. That is where our season fell down. So the season results, as we know, finishing bottom of the table by 1 point. Better goal difference than the 3 sides above us, but too many draws, not enough wins. Only won 7 games out of 46. Ended up going down by 4 points. Guiseley went with us as well, and York had a takeover, and that made the difference. They escaped and stay in the National League. Crawley by 11 points, winning the league quite comfortably, and the playoff final is between second place Newport and fourth place Solihull Moors. That's yet to be played. So our final position, 24th, average home attendance 1,014, obviously up on the National League North, but not fantastic. I think we were the second worst in the league. Ricky Donaghy, top scorer with 11 goals. Border disappointed. The team only managed to fight bravely against relegation. Don't think I was challenged with being much more than that, but contract's not being renewed as yet, and it's possibly going to be the end. I think we'll decide what we're going to do, but I think I'm going to knock this on the head and start a new save. But we'll see. We'll move on and see what happens. The English FA Cup. We got to the 4th qualifying round. One scorer, Tashan Oakley Booth. Away to Kettering, lost 2-1. Close game, but never really looking to do anything in the cup. The FA Trophy, expectation was to be competitive. What that means, I don't know. And we reached the 4th round, Jaden Wareham being our top scorer with 1 goal. The board are pleased to have reached the 4th round of the FA Trophy. 3rd round, we beat Spennymoor Town on penalties, and the 4th round we lost in the same manner to Notts County. So not a bad performance in the FA Trophy. Notts County being a reasonable team in the National League. So moments to remember. The biggest win, 3-0 away to Aldershot towards the end of the season, gave us hope that we could escape. Goals from Matumbo, Bell and Sams, a penalty, and that was our biggest win. Match to remember was also against Aldershot at home, a 1-0 win. Why that was a match to remember, I don't know really. Tom Sams again scoring in that one, probably from a set piece. Goal of the season, Matumbo, top goal from the on-loan Bolton forward as he skins 2 Dorking players before scoring an incisive finish from 17 metres. I don't think you can actually see these from here. Now that would be good if you could see it from here, but you can't. Can I get into the game? Yes I can, so let's have a look at that goal. Matumbo, 45th minute. Let's see this goal where he skins a couple of players and then fires in. So here we go. Beckwith to Matumbo, gets past that one fairly easily. Didn't really go past him, he just drifts away, and then keeper should have possibly saved that, but that says something when that is our goal of the season. The finances improved. We actually made some money this year. 2 new deals on the sponsorship. We've got more or less the same money coming in. Our reputation remaining the same at 1 star local. So the sponsorship 52.59, up slightly from the previous season. Broadcast revenue was down. Corporate and hospitality down. Prize money well down at 9.47, seeing as we won through the playoffs and got to the FA Trophy final, losing in the final. And matchday commercial and retail also down. So merchandise sales 9.34. Doesn't tell you who the shirts were, like it usually does. The summary of that, the team's finances haven't improved on last year, and next season the board might want to see measures to improve the situation. Let's have a look at the team of the season, best 11, see if we agree with that. Beckwith, Bell, Sams and Barrett, that was quite our regular setup. Obviously Macaulay in goal, Fielding in front. Then Oakley, Booth and Greenwell. Well, Greenwell fell out of favour towards the end of the season, and it was pretty much a rotation between Greenwell and Oakley Booth to play with Fura, so slightly disagree with that. Solberg and Ngoy on the wings with Donaghy up front, so Matumbo not getting in there on the left, probably disagree with that, although Solberg did play quite well. He played 19 and 14 subs, 4 assists, 3 goals. Not much to choose from really. The team more or less picked itself. And Donaghy up front, obviously, with his 11 goals. Midfielders, defenders chipped in with odd goals, but nobody else reaching double figures. And Goy, the next, with 5, helped by his hat-trick at the end of the season. The accolades, there won't be many of those. Let's have a look. So there we are. Me, 70 years old now. I must be thinking about retiring. Your hard work and effort paid off on the pitch, and such a feat didn't go unrewarded at end of season. Such a feat. Well, give me a new contract then. You haven't done. Club awards. Fans Player of the Season. Tom Sams, 28-year-old centre-back, 6.9 average rating. Been with us a while now, Tom Sams. Young Player of the Season, Jordan Fura, 6.9, but he couldn't get in the Team of the Season. How does that come off? Obviously, these are the Fans Awards. Signing of the Season, Ricky Donaghy. Goal of the season, as we've just seen, against Dorking was Friedrich Mutombo. Top goal scorer, as we've said. Most assists, Fred and Goy, 5. That was pretty poor based on last season when he had the record number of assists in National League North. Most Player of the Match awards, Tom Sams, 5. Highest average rating, Tom Sams. You can see why he won the Player of the Year. Most passes completed, Sam Fielding, 31-year-old now. 56 passes per 90 minutes. Record breakers, most goals in a match, Fred and Goy got a hat-trick. Most goals in league match, same there. Most league appearances by a player, 355 now Sam Fielding has made. 31-year-old, he's still going strong. He's only rated at 1.5, 2 stars now, but he certainly plays better than that, as we've said before. History in the making. Congratulations. What, we got relegated? Congratulations. It took Spirit and Dinave to cover for such a poor start. To bounce back after such a bad start is impressive. I just don't think they realise we've got relegated with that. Again, your hard work and effort paid off on the pitch. Manager timeline. We've noticed some small discrepancies on your manager timeline when importing from FM23. These may include some inconsistencies. Oh, thanks then. That's what you get. I don't think it's gone well going in from FM23 into FM24. I was going to say start a new save, just starting in FM24. The beta save we did with Luton didn't work out as well, got relegated in that. Well, that was such a tough task. So I'm really thinking FM24 is not better than FM23, but I've got to play another save starting from scratch with a reasonable team before I can make any assumptions down that line. But it's looking that way at the moment. So that's all we have to say. We've made 400 matches in January in that penalty shootout against Notts County. But the main thing, relegation from the Panorama National always looked to be in Bradford Park Avenue's future from the outset of the campaign, and so it came to pass. That is the end of season review. We'll move along now and see what happens. Before we do that, let's have a look at the overall 11. So we've got Macaulay in goal, Sams and Fielding centre-backs, Ferguson and Dunstan the full-backs, Truman and Lovick are defensive midfielders, Trusty, that's another thing, Trusty, a big injury to him, breaking his leg, didn't help us at all. It may have been different if he'd have been there, because he does chip in with goals. Finn O'Boyle, yeah, he was a major player for me, didn't quite get the results that we merited, but Finn O'Boyle was the start of our uprise in the National League North. Of course, Fred and Goy, David Hamed, who unfortunately we had to lose because we wouldn't sign new contracts. Can't understand that in the game at all. The player won't sign a new contract but just disappears and nobody else signs him. So I think they should stay and sign another contract if no other teams are going to buy them. Something that maybe Football Manager can look at. So just an update with the playoff final. Newport 4, Solihull Moors 2, and it is Newport who finished second in the league, who join Crawley in League 2 next season. So the first and second going up.